sorry, that's for a Democrat show.
No matter what the technical difficulty is, this man is a professional. He goes all the way.
What you represent to them is freedom.
Was an extremely great conservative commentator. We're tearing it up on Wednesday night. This is awesome. This will allow me to report.
Well, this is Jersey Joe for the Reaver of Common Sense show. 8 p.m. on shrmedia.com.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show.
And welcome to the Horse Show. Welcome to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, making sense out of the senseless. The Jersey Takeover is here. We've expanded to 2 hours every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Remember to join the live chat. Go to shrmedia.com. Click on the chat room button. Join the conversation. If you want to watch a live stream, go to Reaver.one. Click on the live stream. And if you like that live stream, do not forget to click the subscribe button. Keep up to date. Want to support the show, or do you want to support SHR Media? Go to Reaver.one. Click on the Reaver store. Pick up a t-shirt, coffee mug, or even a Reaver jersey. How's everybody doing this fine Thursday morning? Last night we premiered the Southside Mutts. It was fun. But it's every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. till 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Times, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio. You can listen into the Southside Mutt show with its hosts, the Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe, and Crash. They're digging up the dirt, flinging the mud. Oh, still trying to get fully awake. But Chris Perantu has been he's been advertising this, and I always told him anytime I could help, I will. So a university has established a scholarship in Glenn Doherty's name. On Wednesday, April 13th, Embry-Riddle, sorry if I screwed the college name up, Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University and the Campus College Republicans announced the creation of the Glenn A. Doherty Memorial Scholarship. The scholarship will honor the Embry-Riddle alumni who, while faithfully serving his country, was killed in the September 11, 2012 terrorist attack on the U.S. consulate in Benghazi, Libya. Now, there's a bunch of people that have joined together with the president of the College Republicans to announce the scholarship's establishment. The presentation conceded with the speaking event featuring Mr. Chris Perantu, who actively served with Doherty. Perantu expressed his gratitude for the university's dedication and commitment to Doherty's memory by stating, "Thank you to Embry-Riddle. Thank you for doing this for Glenn. The creation of this scholarship and honoring him, especially in the education of a college student, is an outstanding show of support for contractor Glenn Doherty, Navy SEALs, and all armed forces." Retired special agent for the Drug Enforcement Administration, Mr. Gambi Navarrete, also an alumni and Embry-Riddle community member, and his business partner, generously donated on behalf of Falcon Global Strategy $7,500 to the scholarship's initial fund. Both gentlemen were honored to give in Glenn Doherty's name. There's been a lot of money pumped into this already. If you would like to donate, I'll get that for you. 1 second. I want to pop up some other information real quick. Where'd it go? All right. So far, as of 18 hours ago, they were up to $14,000. If they can reach $24,000, the scholarship will become permanent. And I think between everybody on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, I think we can raise that $10,000 with no problem. To make a donation, please direct inquiries to AJ Smith with the Office of Development at Smith, SMITH, 39 at erau.edu. Now, you can also go to Jersey Joe on Facebook. If you just search Jersey Joe, if you're not already a member of that page, just search for Jersey Joe. You'll find my page. The information is there. I will put it up later today on Reaver.1. All you need to do is go there, get the email, contact them, make a donation. Let's get it to that 24,000. Let's have a hero's name helping with college students. This man gave his life for the United States. Even though we turned our backs on him that night, he gave his life for his fellow Americans. And if you haven't read 13 Hours, the book, or seen the movie, please go get the book. Go to them. Go. The movie is out now, I believe, on rental. I believe it's at Redbox now. Go get it. Watch it. It is not political piece. It is non-political. It just tells the story of what happened that day and that night. They don't get into the politics. It is neutral. I don't care what liberals tell you. It is neutral. They did not want this to be about politics. This was about what happened that night and the heroism of all of them. Not just for the 4 guys that lost their lives, but the other guys that fought. And they fought besides each other, thinking there was no chance. And they fought and they showed why Americans are the best military personnel. So, with that, please go donate 5, 10, 15, 20, 100, whatever you can spare to this scholarship. Go ahead. It's a worthy cause. Now, a friend of mine on Facebook posted, and I asked if I could repost this, and they were more than gracious to allow me. And I've been going on and back and forth with a conversation, which I don't mind conversations between different supporters. I'll talk to you to the cows coming home, the old expression is. I'll talk to you about, if you're a Crude supporter, I've never once said you shouldn't support him. I've always said support whoever you want. That is your right, to support whoever you want. And I've never once said that you shouldn't. And I'll talk between the two candidates, the pros and cons, but I'm not into the trash talking anymore. I'm so sick of that. I'm sick of it with sports, all that. You know, there's good fun ribbing each other, but this insulting people left, right, and center. Even on sports, it's getting sick. Flyers last night, a player got taken off on a stretcher. And there's people discussing that incident. And nowhere did anybody say the hit was dirty. Some said, hey, he grabbed a hold of the player, spun him around, which may have caused it. It should have been a penalty. And they were discussing that. And there was just one guy, he just wanted to bash Philadelphia fans. You're idiots. You're stupid. You don't know this. You're morons. And he was going on how the guy's not a dirty player, and nobody said he was dirty. People can't have conversations and have different opinions anymore without someone getting their hiney hairs in an uproar. And I'm getting tired of that. But as I said, there was a gentleman on my Jersey Joe page. He posted a long thing, and we've had a couple back and forth, but it's been respectful. And like he said, he's seen it on his side where the Trump supporters have been nasty and degrading. And I've said it multiple times. I've seen it too, and I've gone after those people. I don't care who you're supporting. You don't have a right to be attacking people like that. People do not remember that on all sides of it, remember we are Americans first and foremost, then Republicans or Democrats. And then whether we're moderates or conservative, whatever. But we're Americans. We should be treating each other with some respect. And the trash talking back and forth, and I've had it extensively. I've had my wife. They've made sexual comments toward my wife. She's not part of the conversation. They're just trying to be nasty and vile, and they don't have anything else to discuss, so they're going to try to piss me off. They've attacked my family. I've had threats. And I've seen where the Trump supporters have done it, and it's, for me, I've had the Cruz supporters come at me. I've never claimed that it's only one side. I've never claimed that. I've had this liberals do the same thing to me. I've had conservatives do the same thing. People don't know how to have conversations nowadays. But it doesn't help. Ted Cruz is running around wanting to debate. Oh, Trump won't debate me. You know what? What does he have to gain by debating you? He's in the lead. We already had, 12, 13, 14 damn debates? And all Cruz would do was try to smear and sling mud to other candidates instead of debating him. And you know what? There's nothing to gain. Cruz wants to do it so he can smear Trump and try to knock him down. He doesn't want to debate him. He wants to smear him. But as I said, a friend of mine wrote this and goes on that Ted Cruz lost 12 debates. And that's a very opinionated piece. It depends on who you talk to, is how many who won and all that. So don't freak out about that. Everybody has their opinion on who won. And let's leave it at that. But they wrote that he lost 12 debates and spent those debates slinging mud instead of debating. He trashed other candidates, then talk about his campaign, and now has lost over 24 states. He keeps coming in third. Nationally, 73% of the nation does not want him as their candidate. He lost Florida, Ohio, and New York by over 83%. 60% in Texas voted against him, and he pretends he could beat Hillary. He got only 15% of the vote in New York, Florida, and Ohio after spending $520 million over 8 months slandering, smearing, and lying about Trump and his supporters. I think when I did a copy and paste, something's missing. He brags about winning 5 states in a row. I won 5 elections in 5 states in a row. No, you didn't. North Dakota and Colorado did not have any type of election, did not have a caucus, no nothing. The delegates just picked who they wanted. That is not an election. That has hurt his poll numbers. And yes, I'm taking an educated guess at that because since that, his national numbers, he has been dropping. It's making him, when he does all this, when he does the back, and it's not against the rule of the backdoor deal and getting delegates to back him. You know, if there's a second round or a third round to vote for him, you know, it's the game. But when he does that and starts bragging and you know, you're seeing who's doing it, it's the establishment side type people, the Jeb Bush, the George Bushes that are supporting him, the Lindsey Graham, all that. There's a load of stuff that's pointing whether he is or isn't establishment. He's really not looking good by having all these people surrounding him. And when he starts sitting there bragging like he is and has done, and then go to Philadelphia and hold a rally and 22 people show up, well, doesn't look good. He has, for months now, said that Kasich needs to drop out, that he's mathematically eliminated. He should not be in this anymore. He should drop out. Said the same thing about Rubio. But now that he is mathematically eliminated, he's not taking his own word. So right there, everybody says, I want you to prove that he's a liar. Well, I've done it before, and right there's another lie. Besides the fact he says that he won 5 states election and that the people wanted him in 5 states. Well, no, 2 of those states. You know, you would think that this man was leading in state wins, but he's not. He's getting his ass handed to him. He spins losses and tries to talk about how it's helping him. He sounds like a sore loser that can't just be gracious and say, hey, I got my ass kicked in that state. It's getting tiresome with it. The lying out of him. And I know his supporters don't see where he's lying. Well, you know what? He is mathematically eliminated. I am not seeing him drop out like he has told every other candidate to do. He preached about not being mathematically able to get it. They should leave. Well, he can't get it. He is mathematically eliminated. And Ted Cruz fails to heed his own advice to get out of the race. He cannot win. And as I said, mere weeks ago, Senator Ted Cruz of Texas pressured John Kasich to get out of the race for the Republican nomination because he had no mathematical chance of winning. If you want to stop Donald Trump, there's only one campaign and only one candidate who's done it so repeatedly and who has any plausible path to do so. Cruz told a local Utah television station before the state's contest last month. And I like how he said he's done it repeatedly. You would think he was winning the contest. For Kasich, it's mathematically impossible, said Mr. Cruz, curling himself into a pretzel that has since hardened and just crumbled into little pieces. That is because now the exact same thing can be said of Mr. Cruz and his hopeless campaign. As of this week, it is mathematically impossible for Ted Cruz to reach the 1237 delegate mark needed to clinch the Republican nomination. His only hope at this point is if he can sway enough unpledged delegates to his camp. According to Mr. Cruz's logic from last month, real estate developer Donald Trump, the only candidate with a path to the nomination, is the only Republican who should remain in the race. The Fury Texas debater has carefully crafted his political image as a man of extreme principles, but don't hold your breath that he'll be taking any of the advice he has been pushing on Kasich for 4 weeks. Right there shows he is not a man of his word. He is not a man of extreme principle. No, Mr. Cruz is now fully engaged in the dark art of whipping unbound delegates into his camp. But hope for even that strategy is dwindling fast. Today, Mr. Cruz's only realistic hope is that he can scrounge up enough delegates so that in the end, Mr. Trump will have fallen short of winning the majority of Republican delegates in a primary race that started out with 17 candidates. Then Mr. Cruz will get to work on a strategy he is uniquely suited for, one that only a legendary college debater and member of the world's greatest deliberative body could master: the dark art of delegate wrangling in a smoke-filled back rooms at a political convention. Already, Cruz has proven himself the master of winning the voteless election in places like Colorado and North Dakota. The closed primaries and murky state caucuses is where he shines the best. When the people speak up, he normally does not do that great. But what is great is you are listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio. We'll be right back.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
You have been listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com and highplains.dailynews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. That you didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean.
Dude, I'm not saying cat for the stupid, bro.
Sackhead Clint.
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
Also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, it is the Reaver After Dark, hosted by Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe, and Jersey Crash, right here on shrmedia.com and highplains.dailynews.com.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guy. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the reaverofcommonsense.com. While you're there on Reaver of Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date on everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reaver of Common Sense.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show.
And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I'm trying to do 20 things at the same time, and it's not working out too good. Trying to put the webpage up on Reaver.one for if you want to donate to the Glenn Doherty Memorial Scholarship. It is a great cause. All right. But welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense show. I am your host, Jersey Joe, making sense out of the senseless. The Jersey Takeover is here. We have expanded to 2 hours every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Remember to join the live chat at shrmedia.com. Just go there, click on the chat room button, join the conversation. If you want to watch a broadcast, go to Reaver.one, click on the live stream. If you like this live stream, do not forget to subscribe and keep up to date. If you want to support the show and support SHR Media, go to Reaver.one and click on the Reaver store. Now on to even more important, go to Reaver.one. I have a link, or I'm in the process of putting a link up. Before the end of the show, I'll have it up. With the contact information, if you want to donate to Glenn Doherty Memorial Scholarship. This is for in the name of a great man and for a good cause. So let me try to see how quick I can get this done. I just got to like copy and paste a couple of things here and there. Boom. The next subject is what's going on? Something's missing. That's what I did wrong. All right. I clicked on put a new page in, not a post. I hate when I do stupid stuff like that. I'd have been done by now. I would have been done, I tell you. Sometimes gotta have blonde moments, it seems like. Well, that's what it happens being blonde. Trying to think also what to do this weekend. Trying to break up the monotony. Want to do something with my family. 3, 2, 2, 2. Almost done. That's why I'll have it up and running for everybody. So if you want to donate, you can just go to this email, click the email, contact them. No, it goes directly to the Office of the Development and the person that's handling the donations. I can't speak highly enough. If Chris Perantu is backing this, it is real. It's legit. He's not going to back something where someone is going to be taking advantage of the situation. So I have full faith that it'll be a great scholarship and go to great use. Of course, you'll have liberals that will complain about it. When don't they complain? They always complain about something, don't they? Try to rush through this, but I want to do it properly. And then we can get on with the show. And, I got some fun to talk about up next. I'm getting sick and tired of this crap with Ted Cruz and the shit he's been pulling. Damn, my head's very shiny. Shiny, shiny head. All right, I can touch up the other part. Yeah, so if you go to Reaver.one, you can click on the new article, and it will have the information directly in there for you to go and make a donation in the name so we can have a Glenn Doherty Memorial Scholarship. So, Ted Cruz's new and improved idea, is to tell Trump supporters might as well put a Hillary sticker on your car. So let's piss off and insult the supporters you are going to need in a general election if you were to get the nomination. He constantly thinks it's smart to insult, and what he's trying to do by these insults is make you run to him because you don't want to be associated with those types of labels. All it's doing is pissing people off. It has not helped them. This is not the first time he's done something like this. And he talks about Trump being the one slandering everybody. I constantly hear Cruz knocking and insulting, degrading, belittling Trump supporters. But I don't hear Trump insulting Cruz supporters. Funny how that is. Ted Cruz is your typical lawyer. He is your typical politician. I don't care if he's only been in the Senate for 2 years or 3 years. It doesn't matter. He has been in politics for a long, long time. Wednesday morning, Cruz was talking about that a contested Republican convention is certain and that supporters of Donald Trump are ultimately helping Hillary Clinton reach the White House. Well, the polls do not say that he will win against Hillary. Those polls fluctuate. That one time Trump was beating her. Now he's not. It goes up and down. Cruz can't beat Trump. How is he going to beat Hillary? Tell me, how is he going to beat Hillary when he cannot beat Trump? But what he's trying to do is play a psychological warfare game with you. He cannot beat her. Cruz cannot beat Hillary. I've said it for a long time. First time he goes to try to attack her, and she starts crying that she's a woman, and how dare he do that to a woman. He's going to drop to his knees and start apologizing. The only ones that the establishment know how to attack is its fellow conservatives. For 2 presidential elections now, we have watched as a Republican bent over and took it from the Democrat nominee. Ted Cruz will bend over for Hillary Clinton, the first sign of trouble. And he'll be apologizing and begging her, oh, that's not what I meant. During a radio interview for a Philadelphia morning show, Cruz predicted with certainty that the Republican Party is headed to a contested convention. He then suggested that Trump supporter might as well put a Hillary sticker on your car. Well, I'll tell you this, Ted Cruz. Maybe you ought to get your pictures taken with Obama because you're acting exactly like Obama. You are the conservative version of Obama. You have more in common with him than you do anybody else. And if you're so good at predicting things, why aren't you winning? Why haven't you been able to get the support that you need to be winning the primary election. And don't give me this crap of contested convention. Yes, it's the rules and we should stick by them. They are archaic rules. They were set up for a bygone era when the presidential candidates could not get around to all the states to campaign. And you know what? They leave it in there so that they can control who gets elected or try to. You would think after Cruz is insulting New York Republicans and losing as bad as Cruz did, that he would understand not to insult the conservatives supporting Donald Trump. He hasn't learned that. And he's still trying to go on how he won in New York when he came in third place. This man loses constantly and is so delusional that he just keeps going on. Either he's delusional, lost touch with reality, or people are filling his head with such bullshit that he's believing all of it. And this insulting of the supporters it's a death sentence for his campaign. Let's say he does win the nomination. He will need the support of the same people he is now insulting time and time again. This is not the first time he's done it. Then he'll be trying to blame Trump for the people not backing him. And this losing, if he were to lose to Hillary on anything, sitting there talking how he won is not going to help. I'm getting tired of when his campaign screws up, he blames Trump. When he loses a state, he brags how much he won. Brags how he won state elections when there is no elections. I really am starting to think this man is more delusional than Obama or Reid, or he's buying into the hype too much. And remember this, how many independents and the Democrats have switched over? And how many will walk away if Cruz is the nominee? We now have Bernie supporters that say that if Bernie gets screwed out of the nomination and Trump is the nominee, they will vote for Trump. They will not touch a Cruz. Hillary is not set at winning this election. She has a lot of things going against her. There's a lot in her own party that it's going against her. The psychological games that are being played right now, they're not even hiding it. They're being blatant about all the shit they're pulling. And to me, it's showing that you're desperate. They're clawing, they're scratching. And all these people, well, this will happen and that will happen. No, that's your opinion. And they're trying to say, this is a fact. No, it isn't. It's your opinion. It is your opinion. And it's people are starting to believe the hype, and it isn't real. But what is real is you're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on shrmedia.com and High Plains Pundit Radio. We'll be right back.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
You have been listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com and highplansdailynews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. That you didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean,
Dude, I'm not saying cap for the stupid bro.
Sackhead Clint,
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, cause I'm drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, it is the Reaver After Dark, hosted by Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe, and Jersey Crash, right here on shrmedia.com and highplansdailynews.com.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guy. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the reaverofcommonsense.com. While you're there on Reaver of Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date on everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reaver of Common Sense.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show.
And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense show. I am your host, Jersey Joe, making sense out of the senseless. The Jersey Takeover is here. We have expanded to 2 hours every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Remember to join the live chat. Go to shrmedia.com. Click on the chat room button. Join the conversation. If you want to watch a broadcast of the show, go to reaver.one. Click on the live stream. And if you like the live stream, remember to hit subscribe. Put a comment in. Keep up to date. If you want to support the show, or if you want to support SHR Media, go to Reaver.one and click on the Reaver store. Go to Reaver.one also. We have a link up with the contact information on who and how to donate to the Glenn A. Doherty Memorial Scholarship. This is for a great cause, people, and it is in the name of a great, great hero. Hey, going from from a great hero to Cruz is out there saying nobody is getting to 1237. That's surprising because Trump very well can get to 1237. But what he's doing is trying to stop anybody from jumping ship because people have a habit of going with the winner. So if they know that there's no chance mathematically for Cruz, there's no chance for Kasich, but there's still a chance for Trump and they can become a part of the winning team, people will start to gravitate towards Trump. There is a lot of people that do not agree with the contested convention, and it's not just Trump supporters, as Cruz tries to make it sound. Those are the rules. I have no problem with that. If the rules are set up now are the rules that we'll go to the convention with, I have no problem with that. But when you try to change the rules right before a convention, that I don't think is right. I don't think it was right in 2014 when they did change the rules there or added a rule to stop Ron Paul. The rules should be set up the election before, 2 years before, well before any candidates have discussed or announced that they're running. The rules should be set in advance, but that's not the way it is right now. And I'm not complaining about the rules we have, but I'm saying we should put the rules well ahead of before candidates start announcing that they're running. Whether it is or it just gives the appearance when you start changing the rules midstream, it looks like you're changing the rules to go against certain candidates. I said it appears. I didn't say it is. Then it causes all these issues that we're having. All this infighting that we're having. And no, don't blame it on Trump. Don't blame it on Trump supporters, because if the same bullshit was happening to Cruz, Cruz supporters would be crying and whining just as much. We should have the rules set up well in advance before any primary or any election is to go about. Changing rules midstream does not give a good appearance to those elections. But the rules we have are the ones that we should go to the convention with. And Ted Cruz on Wednesday sought to dampen any momentum that could come out of Donald Trump's rout in New York, arguing the billionaire was no likelier to win their party's presidential nomination than he was. We still have several states that are winner take all. We still have California to go. There is some big states coming up. Because if he didn't think there was no possible way to get to 1237, he wouldn't be out here running his mouth. He wouldn't be campaigning anymore. Everybody would drop campaigning if everybody was mathematically eliminated from getting 1237. Why would you want to continue? That proves that there is still a pathway, and it's not that difficult for Trump to get there. So the Texas senator appeared more certain than ever that the Republican primary was headed towards a contested convention, expressing confidence that no candidate, including himself, would win the 1237 delegates needed for the first ballot clinch. Now, there's been some rumors and rumblings, but there's some Kasich delegates and some Rubio delegates that are not exactly gravitating towards Cruz. In fact, they're kind of going towards Trump and saying that they would back Trump before Cruz. Cruz is kind of tainted right now. Whether you want it to admit it or not, he is tainted. But he goes on, and it's an argument Cruz took personally to the party elites in Florida later Wednesday when he pitched himself to members of the RNC. GOP rival John Kasich is also expected to brief RNC members. We are headed to a contested convention. At this point, nobody is getting 1237, Cruz told Philadelphia radio on Wednesday morning. Donald is going to talk all the time about other folks not getting 1237. He's not getting there either. But the problem is you cannot get it, period. You cannot get it, Cruz. You have mathematically impossible for you to get to that 1237. Where it's under 60% of the delegates is all Trump needs. That's all. And I do find it funny. Cruz has no problem with a contested convention because it still leaves him in the running. But a brokered convention that would knock him out, oh, he's highly against that one and he doesn't believe in that and he bitches and whines about that one. But the contested convention where he could lose by the vote of the people and the will of the people and be handed, not earned, handed the nomination, he is fine with that. But he is against a brokered convention where it can be taken away from him. But I don't hear Cruz supporters going after him for stating those things, that he's okay with contested, but not against brokered. Those are the rules, Cruz. But you're lying that he cannot get it. No, he can get there. You can't. Kasich can. The reason Donald is so scared is the last 3 weeks, and in particular the win in Wisconsin, put the nail in the coffin and made clear Donald doesn't get to 1237. How is that the nail in the coffin? He can get there number-wise, within reason. You cannot. This is where he does his lying, and people stand by him. Then you wonder why he's called Lying Ted. It just blows my mind. The delusional thoughts that come out of the Cruz's campaign. And now he's whining about Pennsylvania, and he talks about, now let me tell you what Donald and the media wants to convince everybody, that Pennsylvania is a suburb of Manhattan. Manhattan has spoken, and Pennsylvania will quietly fall into obedience. You know what? I got more faith in the people of Pennsylvania. I have faith of the people of my home state. Pennsylvania is where I was born. And let me tell you, those polls aren't looking good for Cruz. And what he's trying to do is he's trying to get you to go to him. There's no reason you should vote for Trump. He's not going to be able to get it. You should give me your vote. Well, I'm not too impressed. Not too impressed. And the Pennsylvania polls haven't shown Cruz ahead. But it's still, we got till Tuesday. Then we will see. I never predict wins, all that. I have the worst luck when I bet. I could have 100% guarantee to win. And if I bet, I would lose. And Cruz showed up in Hollywood, Florida to mingle with the RNC members. They had a committee and talk about rules that they will bring forth to the convention to vote on. And his campaign manager for Cruz told reporters that Cruz campaign had $9 million on hand as of April 1st. That was a little bit ago. April 1st was, well, 19 days when this was written. You can go through a lot of money during those 19 days. For what I heard, Kasich isn't doing that great, but I think it was the 15th they had to turn in or something like that. They had to turn in their quarterly. So we'll see. It's Cruz's campaign, and the GOP has been dumping money fist over hand, or hand over fist, dumping hundreds of millions of dollars. And what has it gotten them? Losses. It's just going to prove that money doesn't always buy elections. When the people are given a fair shake, and when they're tired of the bullshit, money doesn't buy elections. It's so many of the silent majority, so many silent people of the GOP. For years, they've let the GOP do what they want. They were supposedly the experts, and they sat back and listened and nominated and voted who the GOP, for the most part, wanted. After two major losses, and one of them should have been a slam dunk, the people are tired. We gave the Senate, we gave the House to the Republicans with the promise that they would stop Obama, and haven't done anything. It's ridiculous. I'm tired of the Republican Party making promises and not keeping up with any of them. I mean, you have the same thing on the Democrat side. The people are tired of the establishment. We're tired of these politicians. We're tired of their bullshit. Yes, there's still some of those mindless zombies that blindly and arrogantly just follow and listen to everything that was said. I try to stay off social media, especially Twitter. Twitter pisses me off, these people. And there is one person just spewing, parroting the media crap and repeating and squawking. It was sick how she just kept parroting what the media was saying and couldn't answer one simple question. She said Trump's racist. What has he said that's racist? He's against the minority. How is he against minorities? And then silence. But Cruz, as he said, is going to need all the money he can get. Cruz conceded to reporters that Trump was likely to have a good week next Tuesday. And the neighboring states of New York. But he admits that he's given up on those areas and he's fixated on California, which he has deemed the big enchilada, which right now Trump is leading. Cruz started to catch up with him, and that was within the last month when Cruz started to go up in the polls nationally. But since his Colorado win and bragging about winning an election in a state that had no elections, his poll numbers have dropped. His national numbers have dropped. See, the thing I've watched, and I've talked about it before, and I went looking through past primaries. Just went through. And you always see one candidate. They sit there, and they have like little bumps, little tiny bumps on their poll numbers. Then you always have the candidates that spike up real high and back down. Up, down. And if you look at it, there's always been that candidate. You had Jeb Bush that was up high. And you had Trump that went up and leveled off. And he stayed that level. Jeb Bush went down. Then Ben Carson went up. Ben Carson went down. Rubio went up. Rubio went down. Now, the whole time, you got. Now, if I actually had a producer or something, I could have probably had some graph set up that would have shown better than me, like, giving hand signals. That's the problem doing the show by myself. I mean, my software I could do so much with, but trying to do it, talk, everything at the same time, I can't get it done. Damn it, Jim. I'm not a doctor. Trump has stayed a steady course. You know, there's been slight fluctuations, up, down, but you always have those candidates, and I'm not guaranteeing he's going to get the nomination, but I've watched all these candidates spike up. And it seems like Cruz spiked up, and now he's on his little downward trajectory. And yes, people will start looking at that. Yes, he has no mathematical possibility. And it will start, the psychological will start to creep into people's mind. Well, maybe it is time to get behind Trump. That so many people for so long have been behind him. Maybe they're missing something. But what really pisses me off is Cruz calls Donald a niche candidate. And he pointed out his strength outside of the Northeast is coming in contest in Indiana, Nebraska, South Dakota, Montana. Yeah, he's gotten some wins out in that area. But Cruz's hypocrisy is starting to show. And the fact that he's mathematically eliminated and hasn't dropped out is showing. And that's going to hurt him, I think. And with that, it's time for a break. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio. We'll be right back.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
You have been listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com and highplainsdailynews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. That you didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean,
Dude, I'm not saying cat for the stupid pro.
Sackhead Clint,
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, it is the Reaver After Dark, hosted by Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe, and Jersey Crash, right here on shrmedia.com and highplainsdailynews.com.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the Reaver of Common Sense.com. While you're there on Reaver of Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date on everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reaver of Common Sense.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show.
And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. So now I'm trying to, now conservatives are saying, oh no, there was a vote in Colorado. There was a vote. It's really weird, and I trying to scan over some documents. And it's hold up. I'm gonna have to look into this later, and I'll get back to you tomorrow on it. It's now all of a sudden it went from yes, there was no vote, and only the delegates to decide. Oh no! Oh, we're getting a big backlash. Oh yes, there was votes. There was voting going on. I mean, they were bragging about how there was no election or any voting. To oh no, we did have we had it. Oh whoa, wait a minute. It's like, holy shit, which way is this going? And did I fall into this media bullshit? I could have. But everything I looked into, no, there was no votes. Now, all of a sudden, yes, there is. Let me... It's I don't know. Trying to find out. This really has me kind of like, I hate giving out wrong information. I do, and it bugs me to all hell. One more second. Damn it. Fat fingers. Trying to find it. It annoys the living daylights out of me. I don't like, it's not that I don't like being wrong. Nobody likes being wrong. But I don't like giving out wrong information. And if I gave out wrong information, I will apologize. I have no problem with that. So, Schmidt has predicted Trump wins nomination on first ballot, will clear 1,237 by at least 50 to 60 delegates. Now, don't forget, there's still a lot of unbound delegates out there. And if we go to the convention and Trump is close, and I'm not going to predict numbers or say this number or that number. The number is it'd be different for every delegate. But if it's close, doesn't matter if they made deals with Trump, or they made deals with Cruz or Rubio or Kasich or Ben Carson. It doesn't matter. I could see those on delegates maybe changing, because it is going to hurt the party if there's a drag-out, knockout fight at the convention. But Wednesday on MSNBC's Morning Joe, former McCain chief strategist Steve Schmidt, now a political commentator for MSNBC, predicts Republican Party presidential frontrunner Donald Trump would not face a contested convention this summer at the RNC in Cleveland. And he is not the only political pundit to make that prediction. There is others, and they're not for Trump, but they do see the light and understand, yeah, it looks like there's a good path for him. Schmidt said he expected Trump to clear the 1237 threshold by 50 to 60 delegates. I think when you look at the math of this race and look at states ahead, you look at the winner-take-all states, Donald Trump is going to be the first ballot nominee of the Republican Party. He will clear the 1237 mark by at least 50 to 60 delegates by the time the votes are counted on June 7th in the state of California. And that presumes really Ted Cruz overperforming at a level that he hasn't been able to perform at thus far in the campaign. And really, I mean, there is a lot of third places, fourth places that Cruz has finished in. It seems he either wins the state or tanks. And there is a couple where he's come in second place and all. But I'm saying he really, Cruz either does great or doesn't. And he's not doing good in the swing states. The swing states that in a general election, he would need to win. He has lost them. The Never Trump seems to be collapsing, and delegates bound to Mark Rubio and John Kasich begin warming to the Donald. Republican National Convention delegates from the District of Columbia who are bound to and supportive of Marco Rubio tell news agency that they are open to supporting Donald Trump instead. Some are making the pitch that they want Trump to pick Rubio as his vice presidential candidate. But nevertheless, the warm comments many of these Rubio delegates are making about Trump instead of Senator Ted Cruz is perhaps a sign of a turning tide in the delegate game after Trump captured, it looks like, at least a minimum 89 delegates in New York last night. I think him choosing Marco as a vice president would make me more inclined to support him in a positive way, a more active role in campaigning, because I really love Marco, a bound delegate from D.C., who the D.C. GOP says is bound to Kasich. In an interview this week, I'm going to support whoever the nominee is because I am a Republican first and foremost. And it would be very hard for me to ever support a Democrat. When I was single, I never even dated one. I don't get excited about Trump. He is the one candidate I get excited about, at least. Again, if Marco was chosen as VP, I would warm up to the idea more. Even though she's bound to Kasich, according to the DC primary results, she is more of a Rubio supporter, and she's hardly the only DC delegate and Rubio supporter open to backing Trump at the convention. When asked if she would support Trump at the convention, another DC delegate who is bound to Rubio also made a pitch for Trump to select Rubio as his vice president. Senator Rubio would definitely bring sanity to the table, and he would bring a cautionary temperament to a foreign policy. I think one of the fears of Donald Trump is that he is reactionary and emotional and doesn't think things through. Now, with that comment, I know that is the image that the news and certain politicians like to push. If you watch the man and if you understand business, he is not as emotional as you think. It's calculated. And when it comes to foreign policy, I do not fear him. Oh my God, he's going to hit the button. Nuclear war. No. I don't see him being a man that's going to jump us right into a war. I see a man that's more calculated and knows that, yes, war is on the table, but uses it as a last resort. This is a man who doesn't always get his way. I know everybody thinks it, but when you're negotiating contracts, you don't always get your way. That's negotiation. You give a little, you take a little. I think he does have the temperament, but the image everybody keeps portraying, people keep going to his image as The Apprentice. And honestly, I've never watched it. And that's what's funny. Oh, you're just an Apprentice fan, aren't you? No, I've never watched the fucking show. I didn't like it. Wasn't my cup of tea. That's not what I like watching. I've never watched. I think I flicked it on one day for like 5 seconds. I was like, eh. To be honest, I didn't care for Trump prior to him running. I didn't care for him when he announced. Started warming up the more I heard about him, more what I heard he was about and doing. I started warming up to him when he wasn't afraid to say what was on his mind and then not apologize. That rough exterior I am used to. Born in Pennsylvania, raised in New Jersey. That brash, yeah, that don't bother me. And I can understand and see where he's coming from. One DC alternate delegate who supports Rubio stated on condition of anonymity. I hate certain words. I really do. If Rubio is not the nominee and Trump becomes the nominee, asking Marco Rubio to be the VP candidate would unite the convention and party. And Trump has said it time and time again that he wants to unite the party. He wants to grow the party bigger, make it easier for other candidates to get elected. I know those that are on the far end of conservative. I don't think you can jump from as far left as we have gone to far right. We need it in between right now. That's not to say that Cruz down the road wouldn't make a good president. Right now, I don't think he would. I don't think so. And that's my opinion. We are getting new blood into the party. And it's something that they've been talking about for years, begging to happen, to get people from the Democrat Party, from the independent side, to come over to the Republican Party. And we've been seeing that, not in the thousands, in the millions, people have been doing it. They're not going to support Cruz right now. I don't see how they can go from being Democrats to hardcore conservatives overnight. Not saying that they can't start going that way. I just don't see the arc going that extreme that quick. I see a slow, not a slow, but a process. But if Trump is not the nominee, and this is not a threat, I'm just looking at it realistically. If it's Cruz and Cruz is far right, that's going to push those people out. because they're not going to want a part of that. And again, it is not a threat. It's just my opinion, what I see, that if he becomes the nominee, you're going to have all those new people that came in going to independent, going back to the Democrat Party. That's where we run the problem. And that's where a lot of numbers people keep talking about that they're not looking into. How many, during a general election, how many Democrats that are anti-Hillary Clinton are going to vote for Trump? And how many would vote for Trump over Cruz? And there is such thing as the closet effect, where people are afraid to speak out and say, yes, they are for Trump, because the ridicule and the insulting that goes on. So they stay quiet. Do you think those same supporters or Democrats and so forth are going to go for Cruz? I don't think Cruz has a path at all to the White House. The day's going by real quick. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on High Plains Pundit Radio and SHR Media. We'll be right back.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
You have been listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com and highplains.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. That you didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean,
Dude, I'm not saying cat for the stupid bro.
Sackhead Clint,
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, cause I'm drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, it is the Reaver After Dark, hosted by Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe, and Jersey Crash, right here on shrmedia.com and highplainsdailynews.com.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the Reaver of Common Sense.com. While you're there on Reaver of Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date on everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reaver of Common Sense.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show.
And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. Whoa, that's freaky. Hit the wrong button on the live stream. And I got a picture. It's the desktop, and it's cascading within itself. Desktop into a desktop into a desktop. There we go. Webcam. How come things don't sound right? That sounds a little better. I don't know. I'm trying to look up during that break on the Colorado, Colorado primary and all that. And it looks like it was an election of delegates, and then the delegates decide. It wasn't an election by the people for the candidate. And then then the delegates are elected, and they are bound to those people. It just, I don't think it's as straight up as then the people voted. No, they voted for delegates, and then those delegates picked who they wanted to support. So I trying to look in between, commercials is not a very quick and very accurate portray. Yeah, it's something's not right. Something's not adding up, and it's not that the people voted for Cruz. It looks, and like I said, I got it, and it's not like black and white. It's very vague in what they're saying now. Very vague, because now all of a sudden it's hurting Cruz. So, and what's funny is, and that guy's probably going to flip out on me in a minute, because like I said, he's like, well, this is what happened. Well, sorry, I don't trust an egg. And he's on Twitter with an egg. Yeah, I don't trust. And I wouldn't trust him even if he had a regular picture. He's not giving any information, any proof. It's just his word. No, I want to see actual proof. And going to go through a Rangel. Charlie Rangel, a Democrat from New York, ran his mouth earlier. What was it, this week or last week? And he made the comment about the KKK within the Republican Party, and he got slammed because, well, he's in the party of the KKK. They created the KKK. They've had members galore in the KKK. They had one up until 2010. I don't give a shit if he apologized. What he did, apologies will never hold up. But on Tuesday on Fox Business News Morning with some twit, Mary Barnum, whatever, Republican Charles Rangel said he misspoke when he accused Republicans of being a party that has the Ku Klux Klan. Now, he blatantly said it, and thank God this. I'm going to be nice, and this man is pretty much done. I believe he said he's not running again. Partial transcripts are The host said, Congressman, I think there are plenty of Republicans that can learn from Democrats like you about race relationship and criminal justice reform. But yesterday on another network, you said the Republican Party has the Ku Klux Klan. Now, Congressman, that's only not true, but it's not constructive. Did you say that? And this one, his response kind of scares me. Well, I probably said it. No, you said it. And now you're trying to say you misspoke. And now that it's coming back and biting you in the ass and biting the Democrats in the ass, it's you misspoke. And he's trying to spin it on what I really meant was that Trump is saying he was unaware that David Duke was connected to the Ku Klux Klan. We know that he was talking and trying to pick up people to support him from that. And he's cut off. You didn't talk about Trump. You talked about the Republican Party. There's no question that I misspoke in saying it was the Klan. But one thing is abundantly clear is that the Klan will be voting for Trump, and there's many different pieces that Republicans are not proud of that belong to the Democrats, that belong to the Republican Party. And let me make it abundantly clear, it wasn't that long ago that Democrats the same way felt the same way. We Democrats had the Ku Klux Klan. We had the Dixiecrats. We weren't proud of it. And so they shifted now from Democratic Party because of the Voting Rights Act, and they vote Republican. Really? Because I know there's a lot of pictures of Hillary hugging and kissing with KKK members. They have backed Hillary. It's he's trying to spin that there's the mythical switching of the parties. There was no fucking such thing. What they're trying to do is they're trying to erase all the evil that they have done through the years. They're trying to discredit all that by saying that it switched parties because they don't want the negative connotation floating over them. And it's sickening. They're trying to cover up their history. They've been for a while now. They can't shake what their party was about for years. So now what they want to do is they want to try to point the finger and make it someone else's issue. You can't undo all that history. And what the problem is, there is a lot of minorities that are waking up to the fact and understanding that the history is still there. And they're tired of it. I'm sick of it. It's disgusting. I'm going to save this for last. Swedish Brussels bombing suspect also seen involved in Paris attack. A Swede who is a suspect in March's Brussels metro bombing is now also under suspicion for playing a role in the Paris attacks last November. Belgium newspaper said on Tuesday. The paper said 23-year-old's DNA was found in several of the safe houses that were used by perpetrators to prepare the Paris attacks that killed 130 people. The newspaper cites no source for its information. Graham, who was charged with murder after his arrest in Brussels last Friday, is accused of being the man seen with suicide bombers minutes before they blew themselves up in a metro train. Police are still searching for a rucksack Graham was carrying that they believe may have contained a bomb. Let's keep having open borders and allowing people to trounce into our countries and blow our countries up. Damn bug. Nothing's worse than you have a bug flying around your house and you open your mouth and ugh. A girls' soccer game was suspended over traumatizing pro-Trump chant. A recent girls' soccer game in Wisconsin was suspended after a group of students directed a series of pro-Trump chants at Latino students on the opposing team. The opposing team asked the game's ref to suspend the game after the chants rendered student athletes incapable of returning to the field. High school soccer rules allow referees to suspend play due to outside interference. They came off the field and weren't able to finish the game. Oh, the free speech was hurting their ears. They were so offended because someone was saying something they don't agree with. Oh, be still my beating heart. Oh, my heart bleeds for him. Yeah, right. They were not able to finish the game because they were too upset and distraught over what happened to them. One of the girls was cradled in the arms of one of our assistant coaches for a good 15 to 20 minutes. Maybe they should have had a foot in their ass, told them to go out there and suck it up, buttercups. I'm getting tired of this shit. This is the end, the beginning of the end for free speech. First, it was the political correctness. And now they're going after what they deem is offensive. And if it is contrary to their ideology, it is offensive and it hurts their feelings. This is the beginning of the end of the First Amendment. And it makes me sick. The fans allegedly chanted, "Build a wall, no comprende, speak English." And it was supposedly only one or two students responsible for the chant at the game. And that they are investigating the incident so that they can isolate and deal with those who are responsible for free speech. The comments were deemed offensive and inappropriate. Well, I claim you are offensive and inappropriate, that you are silencing free speech. They can say whatever the fuck they want, and we have to be quiet. When you have administrators that push for the end of free speech, Elkhorn High School administrators in Wisconsin are out and helping to destroy free speech. Those are words you'll never be able to take back from those kids, an experience that you wish you could take back. It was really disturbing for them. That's life. That is life. That's how it goes. People say things, people will have an opinion different than yours. Seriously, our constitutional rights are under attack like never before. This isn't politically correct speech. Now they're going after anything that they don't agree with, you can't say. This is an attack on free speech, period. We need to stop allowing these administrators, these people to do this. It's the end of this country. And people ask, well, no, their country hasn't changed. The fuck it hasn't. We're back to going after our military. We're now limiting free speech. We're limiting what can be said and how it's said and where it's said. How is that not an attack on free speech? It does not say freedom of speech unless you offend. Freedom of speech unless someone gets upset. Freedom of speech unless someone doesn't agree. It says freedom of speech, assholes. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio. We'll be right back.
listening to the SHR Media Network.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
You have been listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show, hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com and highplains.dailynews.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else, so consider this your fair warning.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. That you didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean,
Dude, I'm not saying cop was stupid, bro.
Sackhead Clint,
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, cause I'm drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, it is the Reaver After Dark, hosted by Jersey Boys, Jersey Joe, and Jersey Crash, right here on shrmedia.com and highplains.dailynews.com.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
If you miss a show, don't worry. You can catch the replays two ways, rebootingliberty.com or the Reaver of Common Sense.com. While you're there on Reaver of Common Sense, don't forget, drop in your email and keep up to date with everything going on, or click the like button on the Facebook widget. Now on to the Reaver of Common Sense.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show.
And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense show. I am your host, Jersey Joe, making sense out of the senseless. The Jersey Takeover is here. We have expanded to 2 hours every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Remember to join the live chat. Go to shrmedia.com. Just click on the chat room button. Join the conversation. If you'd like to watch a live stream, don't go. That's all, folks. At least one time every show, I've really got to get tongue-tied. If you want to watch the broadcast, go to Reaver.1, click on the live stream. If you like that live stream and like watching me make an ass of myself, click it on subscribe and keep up the debate. Keep up to date debate. Oh my God. Thank God it's towards the end of the show. It's whoo-hoo. And no, I have not been hitting any sauce, any liquor. I just got my water and lemon, and that's it. I had my coffee earlier, now water and lemon. But if you want to support the show or if you want to support SHR Media, go to Reaver.1 and click on the Reaver store. Pick up a t-shirt, coffee mug, or even a Reaver jersey. Don't forget to go to Reaver.1 and click on the Glenn Doherty article. It has the link in it, or at least the email, and who to contact for you to donate to that charity. They need $10,000 more to make it a permanent scholarship. 10,000 more. People, this is a great man and a great person. We should be able to make it with no problem at all. And then for one last thing on the article, I was just talking about how they were, the school, there was some chance to build a wall, no comprende, speak English. The other articles that I didn't see till now, racist taunts. They're now calling all that racism. It was racism against the players. They were being racist. Fuck off. You know, I'm getting tired of this shit. Every time somebody speaks out, and it's because we're tired of the bullshit, you're being a racist. Fuck off. You know what? The word has been diluted. I can tell you that right now. It has been diluted because it's always being said. Every time you don't agree with something, that's a racist. That's a hate crime. Got to investigate. Fuck off. Damn. I'm just so tired of that. I mean, I don't know about anybody else, but I am sick and tired. Every time we speak up and we say something, it's racism. And this is where the goddamn Cruz supporters and the Trump supporters need to get their heads out of their ass, stop fighting against each other, because the real enemy is that. School administrators like that who are destroying freedom of speech. Groups who don't want you speaking out against issues. But yet, Cruz just sits there. Whatever. You know, it's hurting Trump. That helps me. You know what? If he actually went out there and said, knock this shit off because you know what? We got to do something and Trump's right on that. We need to do this. You know what? He would probably be doing better than he is. Where we're supposed to be standing together, we're falling apart. And they're winning. We are losing our freedom of religion. We are losing our freedom of speech. We are losing our gun rights. The right to protect ourselves, we are losing it. We are losing the freedom of speech in this country. We've gone past the political correctness to now censoring people because it's offensive. Please. You can say whatever the hell you want to me, and that's okay. Because I'm a white man. I'm allowed to be ridiculed and prejudiced against. You can do that to me. That's fine because I'm a white man. And 200 years ago, other white people put people into slavery. Well, Jesus Christ. You know what? There was just as many white slaves as there were black slaves. They were taken off the streets in Ireland and in England. If you were poor, living on the streets, and were young, you were abducted and thrown into slavery. Every culture has been put into slavery in one time or another in the history of the world. Every culture has been treated wrongly. I just don't know how much I could just say that. I have talked about this time and time again, and people just want to keep crying and whining about what happened 200-300 years ago. We have enough problem in today's society, in today's world. Damn it. We don't need to be going back on history. And where we need to be paying attention to history, we're ignoring. I don't care what color you are. I don't care what religion. Treat me with respect. I treat you with respect. Drop this bullshit that's going on. It's an old record. It's skipping, and it's getting tiresome. Just because things aren't going your way, you're going to start screaming racism. Just because you don't like what you hear, it's got to stop because you're going to claim it's racism. Fuck off. And these idiots that are still pushing up Obamacare. United Health exits most Obamacare exchanges, citing over $1 billion in losses. Coverage has skyrocketed. It is breaking the banks of the American people. They can't afford it, then they're getting fined by our federal government because they can't afford something that was pushed on them that they didn't want. There was ways to have given people who didn't have health insurance that couldn't afford it. There was ways to change the laws to allow them to have it, than to destroy the whole healthcare market. This was not about giving healthcare to people who didn't have it. This was how to make healthcare money, and certain ones aren't making the money. It is getting too costly. The cost to the people and the cost to the insurance is skyrocketing. Obama has fucked this up as he's done everything else. This is nowhere near just an oopsie. The announcement came after United Health revised its projection for 2016 and $650 million in losses, up from a previous estimate of $525 million, after ending 2015 $475 million in the red. The AP tells it United Health had second thoughts almost immediately after announcing it would expand participation from 4 state exchanges to 34. As of last November, the company was contemplating and debating exiting from all Obamacare exchanges and has apparently decided to remain active in a handful of states. This is not the only insurance company that's backing out. So we have a choice. They back out, and there's going to be very little choices to make, which is going to raise the cost even more. Or we bail them out and we give them money to help out. Or we do away with Obamacare. And by that, right now, fine, Obamacare stays going. We repeal it. We allow it to keep going, though, until we can get a new law, a new way of doing things back in effect. Just because you repeal it doesn't mean you have to end it right now. You can give it a grandfather until we have something else in place and start working immediately on something that is feasible, something that does not destroy people's paychecks and then fine them because they can't afford it. Forcing people to buy a product that they can't afford. It is not helping the majority. There is more people without insurance now because of this damn Affordable Care Act than there was before. Yes, it did give insurance to people that didn't have it before. But now it's screwed over more people that had it. Yeah, fuck them. Let's forget about them. You only want to talk about the good. Then you have a dumbass like Harry Reid. Oh, the stories are all a lie. The people are lying. Fuck you. $750 they want me to pay monthly. When my wife was working. This country is no better off than the day Obama got in office. More countries hate us. Nothing has been fixed in the Middle East. Our economy is on a friggin' thread. Oh, I know, but the figures. Yes, because we have been artificially inflating the stock market to give it a higher number. And as soon as our government stops pumping money into it, it's going to fail. And we're going to go into another economical depression. There's more people out of work now. They had to stop finding, well, they couldn't find work and they got kicked off of unemployment. So they're taking off the numbers and it makes it look like more people are back to work. You have people that can't afford to live because he's putting all these fucking rules in for global warming, and now energy costs are skyrocketing through the roof where people can't afford their energy. You can't afford to have health care anymore because the prices have skyrocketed because of Obamacare. But yeah, he wants to keep blaming it on Bush. Sounds like a candidate I've been seeing lately who cannot take responsibility for his own actions, that constantly has to keep pointing his fingers at other people. Well, it's coming to the end of the show today, and I just want to remind everybody, please go to Reaver.one. If anything, go to Reaver.one, click on the Glenn Doherty page or posting. It has the information, who to contact and their email, so that you can make a small donation. I don't care how little it is, how big it is, it doesn't matter. Chris Brontu and that college are trying to make a scholarship in the name of Glenn Doherty, the man that gave his life on September 11th, 2012. Help set up a scholarship. They need $10,000 more to make it a permanent scholarship. With that, thank you for listening. I'll be back tomorrow, same time, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Everybody, please have a great day. You've been listening to the Reaver of Common Sense with its host, Jersey Joe. You can tune in every day, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on hppundit.com and shrmedia.com.